Hello everybody, it is Wednesday the 17th of November. I want to talk about praying correctly. That is to say, to have the correct desire that should be answered. Because this entire rise of spiritualism and the reoccurrence of this knowledge, the resurfacing of this knowledge into awareness that we can ask and we shall be given, is coming out of this situation where, with pretty much the works of our hands, we have created absolute chaos, and what has created the chaos cannot get us out of it, so we are now basically in need of miracles. So then we're coming to this point where we're changing this world through prayer. But then we need to know how to ask correctly and what it is we should be asking for to create the correct outcome. So I have this here, which is John 16, and this is a translation out of the ancient Aramaic. This is from the scrolls, not from the Bible, the condensed version that is in the Bible, but the translation out of ancient Aramaic by, is it Will Douglas Klotz? Anyway, so it's John 16. And what it actually says about how this works is, all things you ask straight and directly from inside my name, you shall be given. So far you have not done this. Ask without hidden motive and be surrounded by your answer. Be enveloped by what you desire, that your gladness be full. So this is the instruction on how to pray. Right, and as I said, this knowledge is coming to a fore with a lot of people. Now, spiritualists, and going the way of Neville Goddard and others that are going down this way now, it is asking from the perception of the I am. Neville Goddard saying, you are the I am. Ask and your desire shall be fulfilled. You know, whatever you want, just work this thing and you will get it. Now, the I am is the smallest possible awareness that you can have. In the development of a human being, you can see it. You get from self-awareness, the awareness of the I am, which happens when you're about just over a year old. And then you go into this phase where my will shall be done, which are the terrible twos. So you're in that phase until you're about 3. And then you start greater awareness, which is the awareness of others around you. And the awareness that your actions have got consequences, that your actions impact on others. We're now waking up to the awareness that our actions have got an impact not only on each other, but on the rest of nature, which is an even greater awareness. So there you are actually going through stages of greatness, so to speak. But if you have people like, for instance, David Icke, going around saying, you know, you are the I am, do what you want and damn the consequences. There is a saying that you should fear God. Yeah? So you are the I am. And it's not so much that you should go in fear, but you should go in awe. You should go in awe of what you can do. Yeah? And that should make you cautious. And then the awareness of others. Yeah? So go in awe what you can do to them. You don't want to hurt them. But if you have somebody like the David Icks and the others of this world going, whatever, damn the consequences, that is the equivalent of a 1 to 3-year-old in charge of extremely heavy machinery. And then maybe we should go in fear, and I mean actual fear of what they might unleash. So you should be greater than the I am. The I am is the smallest you can possibly be, and you can be greater than that. So all things you ask straightly and directly from inside my name, you shall be given. This is in the name of the Father. So, and name, the meaning of name is the essence of something. So what is the essence of what you're asking of? And out of what that essence is, you will receive. According to what that essence is, you will receive. Because you are the desire. You are the son. You are the desire. But you will receive of whatever you perceive you're receiving of. So the essence of this world is the desire to create balance, to bring as many different forms together in harmony, that they shall give and receive from each other to create harmony and to make the whole thing sustainable. So ask out of that, out of the essence, out of that whole thought. And then, of course, your own desire must be within that thought. They must come into agreement. You cannot ask for something that is against that thought. And then be enveloped by what you desire, that your gladness may be full. And then, it should materialize around you. Is basically it. So what do we ask for? Now, again, spiritualists and others go by set an outcome, whether that be a house or a job or whatever, for myself. And feel the feeling of that outcome, and it will be given to you. So thought and emotion coming together. Two problems with that. First of all, it might be given to you, but if it is in conflict with everything else around you or with other people around you, you will not enjoy what you've been given in peace. Your gladness will not be full if it created conflict with everything else. And one of the other problems is, and I think that is a trap that we're falling into quite often, if you wish for something that you have not yet experienced, how do you know what it would feel like? You have no knowledge of that. So then at best, if you create inside of yourself the feeling, you're guessing or you're imagining. It's imagination. It's not knowledge, it's imagination. You're imagining that is what you would feel like. So, and more than often it goes wrong. Yeah, where we get forms, a car, a house, something that we imagine would make us feel in a certain way, and once we get it, that's not it. But that is because we did not create out of knowing, but we did create out of imagination, and it does not always work. So there you have the two problems. Firstly, you go and at it with the attitude of a toddler. I am that I am, my will must be done. And then you're running on imagination, which is, you don't actually know what the outcome will be. Right. So and this is why I say we need to have a more grown-up approach to this entire problem. And I have not asked. I've attempted many times, but there was always a thought that this is not quite right. Stop. Don't do this. And I think it was right that I would have thought that. Now for me, the biggest problem is, and here is, that the thought and the emotion should come into agreement. Yeah? And trying to have the grown-up approach that is, don't just ask for yourself, but consider others as much as you can. And that is the thought trying to create order out of chaos. That is the rational thought, trying to create order out of chaos and trying to create a structure that would work. And then get at it. I mean, consider yourself, that's fine, no problem. But then, the people in your life, the things that you like, she should be happy, he should be happy. So what kind of a structure would suit all of them? I mean, you can being God is not easy, I tell you that. You could drive yourself insane. And then every time you think you've just about got it, and again, you're only guessing because you don't know another person right down to the core. You're kind of guessing that would suit them. So, and then when you think you've just about got it, and then it's, oh God, I forgot Grant Auntie Ethel, or something like that. And okay, back to the drawing board, she needs to be there. So, I mean, you can drive yourself insane doing that. And as the thought and the emotion should come together, your thought is never still. It's running itself ragged trying to construct this thing and taking everything into consideration. So, and here's the thing that I thought about, and that is when you go to the very beginning of the Bible, when God created the world, and see what actually happened there. Because God had many desires. Now the things that are in your world, or in my house, let's say, they are forms that were created out of desire. They are forms that came here because of need. And there are some forms in this house that were created out of fear. Yeah, that some stuff in this house that I got because I thought I should protect myself from one thing or another. So those are the forms in my house. So, and God was the same. He was a house full of desires. So he wanted trees, light, and the trees should have seeds, and there should be an ocean with fish in the ocean and animals on the land. And I mean, he had some construct there of different desires. But what did he do then? He did ask the all, let there be, and he gave to the all the pieces of his desire. All the different things that should be there in his world that he's creating. Now, what they all did, it created the world and it contained all the pieces of God's desire. But they were arranged in a certain way by the all. And they were arranged in a way that they should be in harmony and balance with each other, that they should continuously give to one another, so that his gladness may be full and his gladness may be sustained. Because the way the world was created out of all these pieces of desire is that it would continuously renew itself. Therefore, it was really the gift that would continue giving. So then, instead of trying to arrange all your desires by yourself, I think you're taking on a task that is actually not the task of God. Having the desires, yes, but not arranging them. So if you see what is in your house, the people in your life, those are the pieces of your world that at the moment, especially for me at the moment, are not working. It's not working. They're all here, but somehow it's creating chaos. And here's bringing your house in order, and here may be your desire, what you're asking. And that is not to add to or take away or whatever, just to arrange the pieces of my life in such a way that they would live in harmony with each other, and that they would give to one another, and that this whole bloody thing would become sustainable. Yeah? So I think that would be a grown-up approach of asking, where it encompasses everything, but you leave the arrangement to the all. And the all will create balance. And it will create sustainability. And then be surrounded by your answer. That is to say, see what this will work, how the pieces of your life will shift to create a new pattern that is sustainable, so that your gladness may be full. You have lost nothing. It is just arranged in a better order than you had arranged it in. So then in that case you are not, and the thing is, if you try to think yourself how this should be arranged, first of all, you are actually narrowing the possibilities. Because according to what you know, when the possibilities are endless, they could be arranged in an endless variety of ways that suits everybody. But out of your own knowing, you are narrowing down the possibilities. And then already you are making the outcome smaller than it could possibly be. And as I said, it's just a task that the rational mind is not capable of doing. Which is why God asks of the all. You know. And then, right, so if your thought and your emotions should come together, then the only thing you can be fairly sure of is how do you want to feel? How do you want to feel when this is all over? When your desire has come true, how do you want to feel? What should it, and what is the feeling that you want sustained, that you want to be in for as long as possible? It won't be forever, because at some point you will have more new desires, which then have to be added again, which will change. I mean, the whole thing is in constant change. Don't write anything in stone, because it won't be. You know, it is not once we have this created heaven on earth for ourselves, and we sit there, and we're going to be happily ever after. We won't. We die of boredom. You know, right now we're dying of stress, but then we will die of boredom. Because that is not who we are. You know, we are constantly going forward, looking for new experiences. Of course, then the new experiences have to be asked for to be incorporated into the whole in the same way as before. But, as I said, the only thing you can be sure of is what is the feeling you want to feel. Never mind what form it might serve to create that feeling, but what should the feeling be? And then really, I want to feel like this. I am asking for everything else. You know, give them the right to be. Don't enslave them in your desire. But then that it would give me this feeling, yes, but leave everybody else free, and then create something, shift all the pieces into a structure where there is gladness for all. not just for yourself. And then feel as if just keep this feeling inside of you and see how life shifts around you and what form it will create and what outcome it will have created. And out of that, it might not be anything you have imagined it would be. But I think you would be in awe. You probably would be in awe. It's probably something you hadn't thought of, and you probably would be in awe. And if I could get to that point, where I feel the way I really want to feel and see what it has created and be in awe, I think that would be a wonderful point to be. And if everybody in the world would ask according to this, then the pieces should shift worldwide to create a world that is based on balance, on equality, on giving, on receiving, and being on sustainability. So then we're changing this world through prayer. And if you really think about it, if you have prayed before, out of desperation, something needs to happen, did you really ask straight and directly from inside my name? That is, if you needed something, did you actually ask in the spirit of it should create balance with everything else? Have we ever asked in that thought? Maybe we should try it. Anyway, I leave it at that, and I talk to you again soon. Bye.